It was summer, a season of heat and tropical storms. The people of Elwyn Forest gathered daily to tend their crops. Once there was much merriment at these gatherings. Joyfully the people would work, harvesting the ripe bores and fattening the watermelons in preparation for the coming summer festival. But this year, something was wrong. The darkness came early, and crops were dying. The farm was ravaged by strange storms. Weeds had quickly overtaken the fields, long poisonous grasses which were somehow unaffected by the fire and ice that rained down on them. In desperation, they turned to the town guards, a young dwarf called Arrowpie, and the often absent, generally drunk elder Gravybeard. Arrowpie believes the evils befalling their home this season is a direct result of the villagers' failure to sacrifice one of their beloved daughters to the dragon who governs this land. And of course, Arrowpie would know. He is, after all, a dwarf. The villagers went off to decide what was to be done. They had not wanted to sacrifice one of their daughters to the dragon, and so they hadn't. But now it looked as though they must. Long hours were spent trying to decide who should perish. In the end, they came to the only logical conclusion. It would have to be Arrowpie. Arrowpie and the other guards objected. They tried to convince the villagers that male dwarves did not make good maiden sacrifices, but the villagers refused to listen, and in the end overpowered the guards, taking Arrowpie as their beloved daughter. Dressing him in a fine gown, they headed toward the dragon's lair. Across the field they travelled until they reached a path leading to the road. The road was long and boring, but the villagers were so excited by the prospect of feeding Arrowpie to a dragon they hardly even noticed. As they gathered, their hearts were filled with joy, so sure were they their offering would be accepted. Arrowpie was blessed, and many thanks were given to him for volunteering his life to save his people. But Arrowpie was unsure. He didn't believe the dragon would accept him as an offering. He didn't want to spend his last few moments in Azeroth in women's clothing. Mounted on his charger, cheers arising from the crowd behind him, he headed towards his doom. The only hope his people believed they had left. The sight of a dragon so close struck fear even into the heart of the dwarf. Gathering his reins he fled, all sense of purpose gone from his young mind. All he knew was the dragon and the fear. The villagers were appalled. How could their only hope forsake them so? Outraged they waited, unsure of what to do next. Long hours, their feet grown sore. None of the sing-along songs they remembered from their childhood could help cure the boredom that they felt. Until at last, Arrowpie returned. He knew what must be done. Overcoming his fear, he dismounted and went to face the dragon. The villagers caught their breath. Arrowpie was dead. The young guard who'd so bravely defended their home from the Scourge invasion, who'd been there for them no matter what they needed, who'd minded the children when old Miss McToppoli had fallen ill. He was gone. Looking around, it did not take long for the villagers to realize nothing had changed. The sky was still dark with an unnatural storm. Their sacrifice had not been accepted. There was only one thing left that they could do. Their deaths, they knew, would come slowly if the dragon could not be appeased. Their food reserves would run out, and the entire village, not just those present here, would perish. The villagers would let the dragon choose his sacrifice. Many died that day, but a few, perhaps those truest of heart, were not taken by the dragon. They were allowed to return to their homes and their families. Again there was merriment in the fields. The sacrifice the villagers had made had sated the dragon's thirst for blood and had removed the curse upon them. The fields grew thick with fat watermelons and ripe boars. This year, the summer festival would be grand indeed.
Dum da dum da dum da dum da 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 dum da dum da dum da dum da da da. Passing out $100 bills and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill.
Oh, did I get it, yo? Yeah, I got you off. Yes.
How many did we get with that one?
How many did I get? Yeah, green is my favorite color anyway.
Tunisia?
Yes. Funny. How many did I get? Oh, I did get.
You got what? Did you get? I don't know.
They got the guy that said he was going to sacrifice me.
Yeah,
I got so many people.
Boris, Tumulan. Well, we did kill Tumulan. We were gonna do that.
I think it's about the summon up mushrooms, so I'm kind of scared to go over there. That's not it. That's not this dragon, is it? What the heck? You've been awakened by death.
This is the one before.
I just thought that was extremely
fun.
fun.